Today I'm going to be using Illustrator, and I'm going to be using the text in a shape, but in this example I've actually loaded a photograph for the background, and I want to show you why that's important for there. So I have my background layer, and I've added a new layer called text. Okay, so I want to actually try to put the text over here in this area of the swan's body. So I'm going to go and use my paintbrush tool. And remember now, I'm going to be filling in the text. So it doesn't have to kind of be exactly right. It really doesn't kind of matter what brush I'm using because the brush outline itself will disappear. Okay, so I've made my shape, and you do have to make sure that it completes an entire shape and it meets back. Then I'm going to go to my area type tool. And remember, this is a common mistake. Don't try to click in the middle, even though that's where you want the text to go. Remember, you're going to have to click on the outside path, and then it will put your Lorem Ipsum sample text. Okay. So over here, I have a poem about the ugly duckling turning into a swan. So I'm going to Control C to copy. I'm going to delete my Lorem Ipsum text here. Control V to paste. Okay, so now I've got my text. And then from here, it's just going to be a matter of working with the type, working with the font, adjusting the tracking. Looking at the color, the alignment. Remember, this is our tracking, which is our spacing between there. Over on the paragraph panel, I can decide if I want to have this aligned, and I can go and try to tweak that a little bit for it to be just the right font. Okay, so here's my final copy. And then I can just save it and export. So here's another example I'm going to do. Actually, both of these photographs I took. This one here is in Surf City looking at the Intercoastal Waterway. So again, I'm just going to use my paintbrush to kind of outline an area. Now all I need to do is go to text. I already have a quote. Life is a reflection of what we allow ourselves to see. I personally always like putting it in Word. That way I can double check spelling, grammar before I begin just to type it in there. And again, all I have to do is go to Area Type Tool, click on the border once. I've got our sample text there. Control V to paste, and then it's just a matter of finding the perfect font, spacing, and color for the design. Now sometimes with your design you're going to need to go back in and do some more edits. Okay, so I actually need this to maybe be turned a little bit, so I can go to Object, Transform, and Rotate. I always like to have the preview checked. Okay, so that way I can change this a little bit to maybe be a little bit more even. And I can click OK. And then even from there, if that's not maybe exactly where I want it to be, I can go through and edit my edit points here. So I can go and click my direct selection tool. Yeah, so sometimes you kind of have to wait till maybe you actually get your text in there to work and kind of tweak the outline of the shape for exactly where you want it to be. I've got my text highlighted. Now I'm going to go over to my eyedropper and see if maybe there's a pretty color over here I can find that would complement the design, and then I'll be finished.